That's where I think the left and the right is used as a massive distraction. Like, if you're not part of the left, then you're automatically part of the right. But it's just a big, massive distraction. Then you unveil that curtain, and that's
Yeah.
what's really
Um,
going on.
when you boil down like the left and the right, we're all fighting pretty much for the same thing. We just like pretty much just want to be free and left alone. So
Yeah,
like
but the left's
just do your
freedom
own shit.
compared to the right freedom, I feel like is a very different. Like the left freedom is all about it doesn't matter what gender you are, you know, do what you want. Tomorrow you can be something else, and you can't say anything. You can be biracial. You can get a $200,000 surgery to be Korean, like this Ollie London guy did, and then come back and say, "Oh no, you know what? I'm not that anymore." But then the rights freedom, people label it as racist, misogynistic, homophobic, whatever. So I think they're very different. I think there does need to be balance. I feel like it's been out of balance for so long.
It's just getting wider and wider, the gap between the left and the right. And it's got to the point, well, obviously we all can be manipulated and people are being manipulated. That's why we're in the situation where the gap's getting wider and wider. But I feel like it's at a point now where finding that balance that you've just said is going to be so difficult because the gap's way too far. I don't know if there's a bridge like long enough to connect where we're at right now.
I don't think there's never going to be balance. I think that's just wishful thinking. How can you bring people together that are purposely divided more and more every day just because of a headline? Words now on a screen invoke such an emotional reaction in people. There's no way you can come together. That's the thing. I don't think it ever will. I do think one day there will be a massive revolution, but I don't see the world changing anytime soon. I think it's going to get a lot worse. And I feel like in the UK, we're brought up more left leaning. As like you always get these old people that people label as racist, blah 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 blah. But they're actually more woke than you realize. Like if you actually have a conversation with them, they're actually stupid. So when you have different views, like say for you or I, it becomes very isolated because we'll take this World Cup for example, right? I'm sat there and I'm like, this like the backlash behind it. Yeah, okay, you can talk about it, but don't keep on talking about it. And I'll turn to the person next to me saying, why can't just people play the football, go home and like, oh well, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what? You know? So I don't know. And I think all of these things are just a massive distraction. That's
Yeah. I think that this LBGTQ stuff in the World Cup, I think
You butchered that.
uh,
well, doesn't
it's
matter.
fine.
Any letter of the alphabet is
Yeah.
in there. So yeah.
um, I think that's just a massive, massive distraction.
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw a video by somebody that saying, if we held the World Cup here, would the people from Qatar come over here and enforce their worldviews on us?
Yeah, exactly. That
No.
was some of the point that was that's the point I was going to make, and I was going to say um, Qatar haven't said LGBTQ people can't come here and enjoy the World Cup. All they've said is you can't have your symbols up around all the stadiums, and the players can't wear all the symbols because we don't want these ideologies imposing on like an Islamic country, like where we have our own ideologies, which I think is fair enough. It's not they're not saying no gay people allowed in the stadium or no gay people allowed in our country. They're saying everybody's welcome. We just don't want all these symbols around, and that's
Yeah,
it.
I mean, even straight people can't hold hands, do whatever. So where's the armband for that stuff? You
Mm.
know?
It's like if you go to someone's house and they say, "Oh, do you mind taking your shoes off?" You're not going to say, "Well, I'll leave my shoes on in my house," and then walk in with your shoes on.
Well,
You're
they
going to
might these
respect.
days, you never know.
But
That's what I mean. It's like people just
yeah,
this rainbow flag's only been recently claimed in the most recent time. Before the rainbow was just a thing in the sky. Now it's everywhere. And what it stands for more than say the cross on Christianity. Like it's an actual religion to people. It's not. So they get rid of all religion and they just want to insert their world values. I know what goes in on Qatar is, I don't agree with it, whatever. But I wouldn't go there with a pride armband and a pride tattoo on my forehead and be like, hey, look at me. You know, you just don't do that.
Yeah, it's because obviously people want to be the hero, and it's Western culture where everyone is sort of always told you can be whoever you want, you can do whatever you want, you can be the best person that you want to be. So we're all instilled that, oh yeah, we are like whatever we say stands. We are the central power of the world. So then they go to these countries who have completely different ideas on how they want to run their country, which is fine. But then the West go there and they're like, well, this is how we live and we're the main power. So you lot need to bow down to us in a sense.
We have this sort of arrogance about
Arrogance, yeah.
us. It's
Yeah,
like this
arrogant.
God
Yeah.
complex, like everybody has to be like us, and we have to
Self
go to
entitlement.
all these countries and change everything, which is funny because the left always complain about how we, the British Empire, used to colonize everything and take it for ourselves, right? Now they want to go to different countries and make it their own and be like, yeah, our worldviews, you must have them as well. Some countries just don't want to liberalize and they're entitled to, right? And they will change when they see fit. They don't need Westerners coming over who are only there for a month, right? Let's get like you're not even a month. England aren't even gonna get that far. You'll be there, gone. Their problems shouldn't affect you 1,000 miles away. What's going on there has nothing to do with you. You'll sleep perfectly fine. And don't act like you care about those gay people because these straight people as well who are advocating for everything don't even know any gay people. They've never met any. It's like the woke leftists that are all for Black Lives Matter. They haven't even let a black person in their house. They're just doing it because they want attention because nobody else will give it to them.
Well, we not long ago, because we do a book club as well on our channel, we reviewed the book Tribe. And
Okay.
when have you read? I don't know if you've read it. Have you read Tribe?
No, I haven't read it. No.
Well, when we did the discussion about it, we found I don't know when the book came out. I think it came out quite a few years ago, but we found in today's society what the problem is no one's got any belongingness. No one, because religion's basically on its way out, because people don't really stay at the same job the same way they used to like many years ago. There's no real, and obviously everyone's isolated now because we're all on Twitter. We're not going to the local pub every week and staying with the same community that we would do in the past. So people are looking for anything and everything to cling on to, and because obviously the mass media and mainstream media is pushing this woke culture, so many. Well, it's obviously appealed to the left more. It just sort of just jumps on it, and they don't know they're going. It's a bit crazy because they don't know. It's like they don't know how to handle it, and they don't know how to rein it in and actually think about what they're doing. They're just trying to do what they can to be part of something.